Hello and welcome to Trevor's Barking Mad channel. My name's Trevor, I'm barking mad, but so are my dogs. And hope you're going to join me on this vlog where we come back from Crick. So there we go, someone just had to join me, didn't they? We're down the beach, I'll turn it around in a moment, and show you a bit of the view. So, the journey back from Crick. We left the boat show with 53 miles on the GOM, that's the guessometer. And as Northampton services were only 16 miles away, it wasn't going to be difficult, unlike Toto, to get to the first charge. And so we made it to yes, we made it to Northampton services, and there was a Nissan Leaf on there. Spot the bloke with the small dick. Right, sorry. So there was a Nissan Leaf on there already. I think he was on about 50% odd. Went up to him and said how much you're charging up to, and he said about 80%, but the DICK that was there before him went up to 99%, and he was ranting on about him. So with that in mind, I thought he will finish at 80%. I hope the wind's not too bad. It's a bit breezy. It's an absolutely lovely day, but it's a little bit breezy down the beach, and I hope he's not picking it out too much. So anyway, he got to 80%. We waited because I did need to get a charge there. And he went to 83, 85%. I said, how much are you charging up to? And he said, oh, about 90%. I thought, hang on. Well, we both thought, hang on, a few moments ago you were slagging the person in front of you off because he went to 99%. So in this time, another Nissan Leaf had pulled up, and a Tesla had pulled up, and a Vauxhall Mocha electric had turned up. He just turned around and went. It was one charger. It is ridiculous, I must admit. It is a ridiculous scenario. So anyway, I subtly undid the charging port on the car, which bleeps. And we, at 93%, he eventually came back. I didn't confront him. I said, I'm sorry, you were really rude about the person in front of you, and you're no different. That's where there's people waiting. You only go to 80% because your car slows down. He didn't say anything. And with that, he went to take it out of his car and put it straight into mine. And I said, no, put it back in the charger. Because if you do it straight from one to the other, I'll carry on his bill. Maybe I should have done, but some charges you have to put the card against it to stop it. This one he didn't, but sometimes you have to. So anyway, we put a charger, but because there was other people waiting, I only did sort of about another 50 miles, and I think it was about 47 miles to get us to Abingdon, 4 acres. So the car had a total of about 60 miles charge. But it's quite a hilly road, as we found out. So as we went down the A43, because it's rush hour here and traffic going left, right and centre down Stokes Bay Road, that gives me time, but it's a lovely day. A little Toto's by my feet. A43, very hilly road really, and I've got to be honest, when it's an open road and dual carriageway and there's motorways involved, it's very hard to keep the speed down, which you need to do with a Leaf, certainly the 30 kilowatt one, because the faster you go, the quicker it drinks the juice. Not so much with something like the Ionic or the Tesla, but certainly is with the Leaf. The ideal speed is about 56 to 59 miles an hour. That's quite hard to do when you think, you know, I just want to get home. So anyway, we were going down the A43, and I actually said to Lenny, I said, I hate to say it, I think I'm going to have to stop before we get to Abingdon. I don't think I've got enough charge. So he pulled in at Cherwell Valley. Big services at the base of the A43 junction with the M40. You see a bit of the view while I tell you this bit. So pulled into Cherwell Valley, and there's two chargers there. And one had the newer Hyundai, the 38 kilowatt. Now after you've done one rapid charge on those, they charge quite slowly. They're not fast. They do slow down quite rapidly. So he was on 30%, and it didn't look like he was progressing very fast at all on that one. The second one was about 80%. I thought he'll be coming off there sooner we were next, only to realise that that charger was what they called CCS only. So CCS is the main charging port, like a squashed figure of 8 that most manufacturers use. There's a handful, including Nissan, that use CHAdeMO, and I've not had any issues with CHAdeMO, I must admit, but they are gradually being phased out with manufacturers, and I think Nissan indeed are also going over to Toto. Do you dare? I think Nissan are, excuse me, there you go, can't argue with the Jack Russell. I think Nissan are gradually going over to the CCS charger. I realised it was just CCS on that one, so with that, decided to then move on. Because waiting for the Hyundai to charge up was just going to take ages. Hello, there goes little Toto. We're walking. So I looked on ZapMap, which is an app that tells you where chargers are and if they're available, if they're broken, if they're working, if someone's charging on it. It's a really good app actually, and it's all free, so you can pay on it, but so you get a route and all that jazz, but free's good enough. We like free. Come on Toto, this way. So with that, I spotted there was some chargers on Welcome Break stop on the A34, but we had to charge there, and if it was broken it was very, very risky that we'd get to the next one. So we went to the Welcome Break, one charger again, good old vids server, at least there's one charger I guess, but we really do need a bank of them, a hub going in. I know they're gradually doing it, but there needs to be a bit more urgency about it than what there actually is. It's a bit of a nightmare. So there was what we call a PHEV, P-H-E-V, that's a plug-in hybrid EV. Usually they've got tiny little batteries, and they don't need to go onto a rapid charger. They can go on one of the 7 or even 11 kilowatt chargers, one of the AC chargers. But he was plugged in and the charge had actually finished. Lindy noticed that after we'd sat there for a little while, and I must admit it was getting us both down a bit at this point. He was plugged in, had a steering lock bar on, and obviously wasn't returning to the vehicle anytime immediately. So spinning around, there you go, giddy. So I took the ambulance and unplugged him, which you hear people doing, and I did leave a little note on his windscreen saying you were fully charged, I've unplugged you because I was waiting. And I took a photo and a video of me doing it to prove I didn't damage his vehicle at all, and that was all fine. Plugged myself in and we got a big charge there so we could go all the way home. Gentleman did come back and he was perfectly okay with that. I think he was expecting someone to do that anyway. So that was all good, and we did get a good big charge there. The battery did heat up with that because it did need it. I think we're down to something like 16-mile range left. So yeah, it was a little bit of a squeaky bum time. Here he goes. Whatever you're eating, leave it. Typical. Aren't you, hey? You saucy? So with that, we then had a good journey home. It's very pleasant. We took it quite steady to make the range last, darlings. And it did. We got back to where Lynn lives, which is about 5 miles from my home. And I think I had something like 16 miles left. No, not even that. I think I had about 9 miles left. Now, when you get to 6%, or roughly 6 miles, the range part of the screen goes blank. It goes into dashes and flashes. Flashes, dashes, actually. And I no sooner got about a mile from where Lynn lives, and that happened. And I thought, I don't risk it. I'm roughly about 5 miles away, and I don't want to risk it. So about 2 miles down the road, McDonald's got the new super duper Instavolts, and I literally charged it for about a minute, possibly 2 minutes, put in 20 miles, and that way I was assured I was going to get home, which I did, and it went on its normal overnight charge. Didn't it, Tay? Daddy came home, and I have got to say a big thank you to Sue for looking after the dogs that day. It was very, very grateful, and it's through her kindness that we can do things like Crick, seeing friends, etc. So thank you very much, Sue. So a bit of the moral of this is that we do need more charging hubs. We need them quite quick. They are gradually going in. I know there's one local services in Roundup on the M27. I know it's all permitted and everything is all going to go through, but they haven't even started it yet. It needs to go in. You've got one charger there. If you had a petrol pump at motorway services or petrol services there with one pump, there'd be an absolute outcry. And as this is the way forward and the way of the future, then we need these hubs quicker. I know they are going in before people shout at me and saying, well, they are going in, give them a chance. And yes, they are going in. And for those with CCS, the wonderful world of Tesla are gradually opening up their superchargers, which is fantastic. But unfortunately, they don't do CHAdeMO connectors, which is what I need. So for me and my Nissan, they won't work. Otherwise, I'll be subscribing to Tesla and just using them like I used to when I had mine. Of course, they always work. There's never any issues, and yeah, they're in great locations as well. So there we go. That was the journey back. It was a nightmare. It took a lot longer than it should have done, and we really do need to follow the example of like Norway, Sweden, Finland, who have always had hubs of chargers from the early days of EVs, not just one charger. It always had a bank of 4 or 5 at least, and it's a start, but you're going to need to start putting them into public car parks. People don't mind paying to charge up their cars. They don't expect it free. You know, Tesco's is wonderful. They got slow chargers there, which if you're going to be there, my local Tesco's has got a Costa in the little square there. So if you did your hour shopping in Tesco's, it's maximum stay of 2 hours in the car park, and then went for an hour in your Costa for lunch, you'd have a damn good charge. You'd have 14 kilowatts. That's about half my battery pack charged up, free. Can't really go wrong. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm not saying everywhere has to be free, but come on, let's get some chargers put in so that the EVs can at least charge up and you're not going to be waiting. It's not like waiting 31 hours like one of these scam things is put on. And I come to that in just 1 second, I think. So there is a scam thing going on, a bit of made up publicity. Well, it's not made up, where it says all the people in Yorkshire who've got EVs, if they all went to rapid charge in Yorkshire at the same time, they would be waiting up to 31 hours to charge. Well, yes, they would. If everyone that has a petrol or diesel car in Yorkshire went to fill it up at exactly the same time, I expect they'd be waiting even bloody longer. So don't be so stupid with comparisons of saying EV owners are having to wait up to 31 hours. Absolute crap. You're going to do it against petrol and diesel, all going to fill up their cars simultaneously at exactly the same time. Bent over. Right. So there we go, and that is it for this week. There's some socialising going on in the next few days with dear friends, and it'll be very good to see. And hopefully there'll be some news very shortly about haematology. They are going to be starting my treatment. Amazon's going really well. Back on maximum hours again, so yep, trying to rake in a bit of money for savings, because it's just one bill after another at the moment. I might be adding Buy Me a Coffee onto this channel, but not just yet, but I might do. And I'll explain what that does when that happens. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, that way YouTube will notify you when my next vlog comes out, and who knows what that one's going to be about. And there's lots of things in the pipeline, so thank you very much for watching. Share, subscribe, like, thumbs up, and God bless.